We are live this afternoon. Welcome everyone back to Centro de Información Facebook Live. Today we have with us the Social Security Administration team with us back again. We are a week early. We're sorry due to some scheduling conflicts. We're presenting this month a week early, and next month we'll probably do the same thing. So with us today, my partners in crime as usual is I have Megan and Josephine. Welcome, ladies, and thank you for coming back on to Centro de Información.
Thank you for having us. I just noticed because I am using Josephine's link that I didn't get my name changed. So I am Megan, but it says Josephine here on the Zoom link. So thanks for having us. I'm going to kick things off this month on talking about what's new in 2022, and then I'll hand things over to Josephine little down the line. So we just want to keep you updated on the changes that are happening going forward for 2022, because it was recently announced that we are having a cost of living increase next year. So whenever we have those cost of living increases, generally all of the amounts that we use increase as well. So the cost of living increase is quite large for next year at 5.9%. So we have detailed information and press releases in regards to the cost of living increase available at ssa.gov/COLA. With that increase, all of our other types of information are going up as far as amount. So we're going to start off with some information relevant to our disability program. With 2022, the amounts that you can work and make before affecting any Social Security disability benefits are going up. So for our substantial gainful activity, this is for individuals who are looking to apply for Social Security disability or SSI. We use this amount both in the initial claims process for both programs. It is going up to $13.50 per month in 2022. So that's the amount where we consider you to be working substantially if you have a disability that is not blindness or visual impairment. For those with blindness or visual impairment, that is going up to $2,260 per month. So in the initial level, that is what we look at for our definition of disability, your ability to work and make those amounts. Once you're on benefits, if you're on Social Security disability, we continue to use those amounts when we're looking at our different work incentives. In addition to work incentive amount, our trial work period, this is the amount when you're on Social Security disability receiving benefits that if you work and make over this amount, we're going to count it as what we call a trial work period month. And that amount is going up to $970 per month in 2022. For our needs-based program, supplemental security income, or SSI for short, the new amounts for the federal benefit rate. So this is the most we would pay anyone from our SSI program. Sometimes you will receive less from the program, but the most we will receive for an individual is $841 per month. And for an eligible couple, that would be $1261 per month next year. Some other changes with SSI, we have something called the student earned income exclusion. So when someone is still a full-time student, which we talked about some work incentives in a previous Facebook Live, and I know that you put them on your YouTube channel. So if you're wondering, what are all these things that Megan's talking about? Substantial gainful activity, student earned income exclusion, go find that YouTube video on our work incentives and you can get a lot more detailed information. But the student earned income exclusion is $7,070 per year in 2022. And the max of that $1,930 per month or $770 per year. So the Medicare, you know what? I just missed this part on the slide. We're not going to talk about Medicare on this slide because I have a different slide, and this has 2021's information.
Okay.
Here's the 2022 Medicare information. They just released it over the weekend. So we were kind of scrambling to get this presentation updated with that. So I apologize for that last slide with the old information on it. But the 2022 new standard Medicare premium did go up a bit. It's going up to $170.10 a month. So that jump is relating to the large cost of living increase this year. You know, we're going to see a higher jump in the Medicare premiums as well, and also to do with Medicare costs, medical cost overall. The new deductible for Part B, so before they begin to pay anything, is $233. After that, Medicare Part B typically pays 20% of approved costs. So that Part B is the one that when you're going to doctor's office visits, outpatient procedures, certain medical supplies, that's your outpatient coverage. And again, we also did cover Medicare. So you can find that webinar or the Facebook Live and YouTube as well through Centro to get more information on Medicare. But Medicare Part A, this is free for if you have your 40 credits of work, which the 40 credits is what you need for retirement. So if you're eligible for retirement benefit, you will not be paying anything for your Medicare Part A. But the Medicare for individuals who do not have those 40 credits, it's $499 a month in 2022. If you have between 30 and 39 credits, a little less at $274 a month. And the Part A deductible is going up to $1,556 a month or a year for 2022. If you're going to work while receiving benefits, then those amounts, again, everything's going up. So the amount you can make while we're still receiving all your Social Security checks is $19,560 next year. And after that, we hold $1 for every 2. So we did talk about retirement in the past, and that's where you can find some additional information on retirement and working. But these are the new limits for 2022. Next year, if you turn your full retirement age, you can make $51,960 before it will affect your Social Security checks. And then we hold $1 for every 3 that you're making over that. Same rules apply for the month you turn your full retirement age. There is no limit on your earnings. So again, we have a lot of great information on each of these topics we're kind of talking about. It's tying it nicely together this month with a lot of the topics we've covered with you on our Facebook Lives. These are the updates to the information we've previously provided. And I'm going to hand it over to Josephine to talk about some new changes with our My Social Security accounts.
Thank you, Megan, for that great information in regards to what's new with Social Security. And we're super excited here to share all this new information with our viewers. Thank you, Centro de Información, for allowing us to share this great information. And yes, let's get to the changes with the My Social Security account that we have mentioned before in the past. And it's super important. And if you don't already have a My Social Security account, to consider it and to look us up at socialsecurity.gov and click on Social Security, My Social Security account to create your account today. But this is one of the changes. And right here, this is the screen that it's going to look like. It looked like before, but now it's changed. So now it looks like this next screen right here that we're viewing, where it says sign in with login.gov or sign in with ID.me. So if you haven't already created an account, the way you can create an account is by either signing in with login.gov or sign in with ID.me. Now, if you've created an account, because the last presentation that you heard from Megan and myself, and you heard that, about this My Social Security account, and you went in there and you created it, with the previous screen, the way it looked like, and you did that, and you have an account already. In order to sign in again, this is what you would do. You would go over here to the right where it says accounts created before September 18th, 2021. If you've created one before that date, you would sign in on the right side of the page. But if you're new and have not created a My Social Security account yet, and you would like to do so because you're watching this presentation and you're like, you know what, that sounds a good idea. I want to create my Social Security account because I want to review my earnings to make sure they're correct. I want to request a replacement Social Security card online. Because maybe I lost mine or misplaced it, so I need a new one. I want to do all those transactions via online. If you create a My Social Security account, you're going to be able to do that. And this is the way you would do it, by either creating a sign in with login.gov or sign in with ID.me, and then just follow the prompt. So that is what's new with the My Social Security account. Next slide, please. Now, I mentioned creating your new account using login.gov or sign in with ID. But let's talk a little bit more about what happens when you create an account with login.gov. When you create an account with login.gov, it's going to ask you first information, such as your name, your date of birth, your social security number. It's going to ask for an email and or a cell phone number. So you're going to want to have all that information on hand so that way you can create your login.gov account. Now, through my social security account through login.gov, you're also going to want to have your ID with you. If you sign in via ID.me, you're also going to want to have identification with you, and you're going to want to have an email or a cell phone number. So you're going to want to have these things on hand when you're creating an account with either of these methods. Now, login.gov is through us. It's a government site, official site, and ID.me is a third-party site. So when you click into sign in with ID.me, you're going to see that it's going to say we're routing you to a third party. You might wonder, is this correct? Is this okay? It is. It's logging you into a third party because we've partnered with ID.me to help individuals create their My Social Security account. So essentially, that is something new that's happening now with the My Social Security account. And we encourage you to create one if you haven't already done so, and you could use either one of these methods. Next slide, please. Now, what else is new? Well, when you go into your My Social Security account, once you've already created one, you're going to be able to see the new redesigned statement. The statement is going to show you information that pertains to you, pertains to your age, information about you. And in 2020, we provided more than 83 million statements in print and online. Workers age 18 and older can access their statement online by using their My Social Security account. We mail a statement to workers age 60 and older who do not have an online account, and anyone can send in a written request to have a statement mailed to them. So if you are an individual who is 60 or older and you do not have an online account, you will still receive a paper statement. However, if you have a My Social Security account, you'll be able to view your statement online in the comfort of your own home. And if you're someone who is, maybe you're not comfortable using online or you don't have access to a computer, it's okay. You can send us a written request to have a statement mailed to you. Next slide, please. Now,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Just for those seniors that don't have technology, but their children do, and they want to create an account for them via their children, a son or daughter, do they need a written document to say, my daughter Sally's going to create an account for me to view everything online for me?
So someone can help you create an account if you're there with them. Now, of course, you don't want to allow someone to tell somebody, sure, you can create it without me, because we're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to create an account for someone if the person's not there with you. Now, if the person is assisting you in creating an account and they're there with you, then you can do that. You can help your father, your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather, a neighbor, a friend, a loved one. You can help them. But most important thing and key here is that you have to be with the person when the person is helping you create your account. That's a very good question, Sally. And I know it's a question that a lot of us have, especially, our viewers, because a lot of us are helping others. We're helping our parents. We're helping our loved ones. So most certainly, if your loved one is with you and they would like to see their statement online, or they'd like to have access online, and they want to create a My Social Security account, you can certainly help them as long as you are there with them. Great question.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So this right here is what the Social Security statements look like. So if you request this statement to come to you via mail, this is what it will look like. If you go online and after you've created your My Social Security account, this is also what you're going to see. This is just an example to show you what it would look like if you look at your statement either online or if you receive it via mail. Next slide, please. Now, we now show supplemental fact sheets based on a person's age and work history. So in addition to the statement that you're going to see some fact sheets that are going to pertain specifically to you, depending on your age. So if you're between age groups 18 to 48, 49 to 60, 61 to 69, and 70, you're going to see different fact sheets. And this is great information because this is going to prepare you for, depending on what age you are in, to prepare for your future and to see things that specifically are important to you in your age group. And for earnings related fact sheets for workers with non-covered earnings who may be subject to WEP and GPO, workers who are not insured, there's information for workers and intermittent work history and new workers, and there's Medicare fact sheets for ages 62 and over. So there's lots of different information that's in there as well. Next slide, please. Now, this is an example of a fact sheet for an individual who's aged between 49 to 60. So if you can see, for somebody who is between the ages of 49 to 60, their fact sheet is going to show them information about their earnings, why their earnings are essential. You will soon have choices to make. Benefits last as long as you live, working while getting benefits, work may boost your benefits. Things that you may be inquiring about or wondering will be on this fact sheet for you because you are approaching retirement age. Next slide, please. And this right here is a Medicare-based fact sheet that will also be in your security account if you are approaching Medicare age. So this will talk about the Medicare, understanding Medicare, and the different parts of Medicare. Next slide, please. So it looks like that concludes our presentation. And I know we have a few minutes here, but we're so excited that we were able to share some of the changes that we have here in Social Security. And Sally, I'm going to pass it over to you. If you can think of any questions that our audience may have, please feel free to ask.
No, that'd be great. Thank you both for presenting that. I put in the chat the website, the one leading to our YouTube channel. As both of you have mentioned, we have had Medicare presentations that you both did in English and Spanish. So people go out there and look for all that, and all the other prior presentations that you provided with detailed information and sites where they could get the information including. So I want to thank both of you again for presenting with us and always being here and providing some valuable information to our clients. And I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving, because until next time, right?
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks so much for always having us and allowing us to share this valuable information.
Yeah, no, I'm glad we could, and hopefully next year we continue to come up with stuff and be able to continue to present this information, and maybe someday we could do it in person. Maybe, right? So yeah. Hopefully. So with that, we conclude. And if anyone out there is interested in hearing this again in Spanish, join us back again at 4:30. We'll be right here to present in Spanish. So yeah, okay. See you then. Megan, thank you so much. Josie, thank you so much.